No one told ICE to turn immigrants into commodities for the profit of private corporations. But this is a little death. This is just a little death. And every day in this place, there are other little deaths. Every time there is medical attention that is delayed or denied in this place, there is a little death of the dignity of those who are held here, the 1,750 men that are in there right now.
Staff worked the housing unit. They had been told at the beginning of the shift that the detainee was having health problems. And my understanding is that he was covered in feces and vomiting, and the other detainees were caring for him because he couldn't get medical attention.
If someone is in a medical crisis in what is the largest immigration detention center in the United States, they could likely be an hour away from the nearest emergency room. And so this is definitely a location that is not suitable to be detaining anyone, much less 2,000 men.
Whether you're for or against immigration reform, there's still rights that need to be met. There's still government requirements. CCA and a lot of the companies have, huge histories of not meeting those requirements. They had repeatedly called Public Health Service, which is a government agency that runs health care for the Stewart Detention Centers, and PHS refused. They would call them and tell them to stop calling them, that there was nothing wrong with him. They were aware of his complaints. They had seen him that morning and that they didn't need to see him.
There have been 2 deaths here at the Stewart Detention Center, and there was a 3rd death at the North Georgia Detention Center, which is also owned and operated by the Stewart Detention Center.
I finally did take the detainee to the hospital, but by then he had passed away and he was actually dead at the facility.
The very existence of these detention centers are inhumane.
The water would come out and it would be green.
Immoral, unnecessary.
Physical force and chemical agents were used on the detainees.
A relentless pursuit of profit.
Everything was pretty much hushed up.
A lack of cultural competency, a lack of understanding of the different, cultures of the men who were there.
Every time a man has to lose his dignity because there's only one toilet for every 33 detainees, there is a little death that happens to that man.
How does that happen? I mean, if the health department came in a restaurant and tripped over rats, would they make it a practice?
Praise God, praise God, praise God.
You know what I'm saying? How does it happen?